Just lost my job. Husband's job is ending. That died. I think by the time this goes up, it's either going to be 2026 or it'll probably be like the last week of 2025 anyways. But yeah, it definitely started out like any other 2020, any other year. I don't make resolutions. I stopped making resolutions like maybe 10, 15 years ago. I'm 36, guys. So I stopped making resolutions a long time ago. I just didn't really stand by them, if I'm being honest. They never got fulfilled. They got dropped like the second day of the new year, and it just wasn't it for me. It didn't seem like a feasible thing that I needed to waste my time on. So I didn't really have any resolutions going into 2025. But yeah, everything was going all right. My husband had a job. I had a job. I was working with an accounting firm. I don't need to name names. Things were going great. My husband was working a contracted position, so we knew that contract the position, it was they usually extend the position as it gets closer to the end date, but it was like touch and go. It was 50-50. So at the end of April, we knew that his position was not getting extended, and so we knew that by the end of March his contract would end. That was the end of his contract. He would be out of a job and he would have to find a new job. So we were already dealing with that going into March. And then on March 20th, I was unceremoniously let go from work, guys. I'd worked with this company for 5 years. Not that that's saying anything. I'm just like, there were no problems. All my check-ins were always great. Like, not one, I don't know, there was nothing. When I say unceremoniously, I truly understand what people say when they say they were unceremoniously fired. You know, my husband said I should stop saying fired because I was let go due to, company restructuring and all that crap, because there was a lot that happened after me. A lot of people left, some partners left, some other people were fired, a lot of people, it was like a walkout basically for the most part, but still, minding my own business. It was in the middle of tax season, guys. And for an accounting firm, what that means when it's in the middle of tax season and they let you go. I'm like, I must have done something terrible somewhere in my youth or childhood. I must have done something bad, because I just had a meeting and I thought it was just a regular checkup. And then I walk in and there's two partners sitting there and I was like, oh, this is happening. And then the HR person, it pisses me off every time I think about it. Had the gall, the audacity, the temerity to tell me, oh, I understand how you're feeling. And I was like, you do not. You are sitting in the comfort of your own job. I wasn't even like mad. I just hated it that she said that. And I think the HR people, if you're listening, take that out of your repertoire, okay? Please say, I don't understand how you're feeling. It cannot be good. Don't tell me you understand how I'm feeling when you're sitting in comfort of having your own job. That pissed me off. The laying off did not piss me off, but that pissed me off. And still to today, I really can't say exactly what, but based on how things played out and how everything happened afterwards when I left the company, it was clear that it was a walkout situation. No, it was a restructuring situation, and a lot of people did not even like the new leadership. The new guy is clueless, if I'm being honest. He's very... Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going into that. Anyways, I took this picture that day because I don't know what it was about it. I just felt like I'd been praying for months. I'd been praying. I was so fed up with my work, if I was being honest. I didn't feel fulfilled. But it's like, if you don't have anything better, what can you do? So I was just pushing the YouTube thing on the side, trying to grow it into a monster. Yet I was stuck on, God have mercy, I think I was stuck on 37,000-ish subs. It would go up by 100, come down by 2, go up by 3, come down by 100. Like, I could not break the 4,000 subscriber mark. I don't even know if I have right now, guys. I've been struggling with this for the whole year. I've been 3,000 plus for the entire year. I just could not break the barrier. It's like it was a record that was just elusive and did not want me to catch it at all, So there was that frustration as well going on that side of things as well. Then I got fired, knowing that my husband was out of a job. He was still working, but by the end of the month, he was done. So pretty much we're both going to be out of a job and unemployed, So that was like, it was just a lot coming at us all at the same time. I took this picture saying, today you were fired, but today you were set free. Thursday, March 2025. I don't know why I put it there. I just decided that, you know what, this is something you'd been praying to God that he should give you something better. And this happened. It might not be the way that you expected it, but you never know what is on the horizon. So take it for what it's worth. Put your energy into what you're doing and just push forward. So that was my mindset going into this. So guys, I decided that, I will take a break, even if I wanted to get back to another job or whatever, I was going to take a break. Thank God for Canadian employment insurance. EI is a really good thing that I didn't have the last time my husband and I were unemployed. Guys, we've been through the ringer. God, the first time we were both unemployed, he was let go. I had to leave my work for health reasons, and it was such a bad thing. Oh my God, it was so bad. Like, we were eating expired food that was in our cabinet because we didn't have money to pay for food. I was one day away from giving our dogs away because I couldn't feed them, and I was like, if they have to starve in my house, what is the point? I'm sorry, I'm always crying because every time I think about it, it's so horrible. I was gave them away at that point in time. We didn't have kids. We weren't even married then. We didn't have kids. We only had the dogs. So I was so close to giving them away because we couldn't feed them. We could barely feed ourselves. We couldn't feed the dogs. We didn't have employment insurance that time. I don't know why. Hamza was let go. Yeah, we didn't apply for employment insurance. We didn't know. Knowledge is half the battle, guys. Knowledge is half the battle, to be honest. We didn't know. I could have even applied for employment insurance because mine was health reasons. I had a whole medical thing and everything that I had to leave the work because I was having high blood pressure because it was stressing me at work. We didn't know. Credit went down into the 200s. I don't mind saying that because we're out of that now, right? Like, just God being God, I'm a Christian, guys. I don't go to church, but I'm a Christian. God has just set us free from all of that. So this time around, we knew everything that was happening. So I was just basically waiting for all the documents to come in, so that I can apply for my own employment insurance. My husband was still working by then. And literally a week later, just setting things up because you guys know I'm a night owl, right? So I'm working on stuff. I'm uploading stuff for Patreon, working on my YouTube, trying to restructure my YouTube because YouTube wasn't really doing anything at this point. Patreon was the real, kicker, and I was posting things and just, flooding things on Patreon. And I was just working 3 a.m. My brother calls me from Nigeria and he says, it has happened. My brother has a weird, we all have a weird sense of humor in my house. But he said, it has happened though. And I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He's like, Daddy. I was like, oh God. I was like, what happened? And my dad he'd been sick a lot. He came like in 2024 to Canada and we tried to get him some health, but we tried to help, like we just tried to get him, I'm sorry. We tried to get him checked out and everything and tried to get him medical help and all of that, but it wasn't working out the way he wanted it. My dad was being very stubborn. He was taking medication from Nigeria on top of the medication that they were giving him in the hospital. It was a lot, guys. It was so stressful. God, it was a lot. Anyhow, so he's been dealing with all these things, but he went back to Nigeria and we actually did get him medical care there. He went to Lagos and he got medical treatment, and he was old. He was old. My dad was in his 80s, so I didn't think, although his family tends to live forever. My grandfather lived till he was 109 or something like that. My grandmother lived till she was like 95 or something like that. So I fully expected that my dad would live forever. We used to literally joke that he would outlive us all, And then my brother calls us and he tells us this. So now this just lost my job. Husband's job is ending. Dad died. And I swear down, that thing frustrated me more. As it should. That thing really did frustrate me because with the sadness also came, the responsibility of now we have to travel and go and do his burial. We have to pay for the burial. We have to do all this. My dad was the first out of over 30 siblings or so. So and we already knew what the village people would be talking about as soon as this thing happened. So I already knew, like, it was already stressing me, the amount of things that would happen already. So you're mourning your father, the amount of stress that these people are about to come send your way. And it was just like, oh my God, it was a lot, guys. It was a lot. Also having this complicated relationship with my father growing up, it's this love-hate thing. And I'm not even kidding, guys. I definitely have daddy problems. I do. Who doesn't? Weird sense of humor. He also provided for me, provided for my brothers. Like, you understand that he loved in the way that he knew how to love, because that's the way that he was loved. It wasn't necessarily a healthy kind of love, but you understand that there was love there. We were his children, and he did take care of us the way he knew how, even though it was imbalanced. It was just this thing. So it was a very weird, complicated relationship, and a very weird, complicated dynamic. But it's, again, he's your dad, he's my dad. Like, what do I do? That kind of thing. So I was dealing with all these complex emotions, and then my brother, God bless him, and his wife, they had to deal with everything, because my other brother could not go. It's a lot of money to go. And for me, my own idea was that if I cannot afford to both go and send the money, then I'd rather just send the money. Because you have way more use for the money than my presence there anyways. To be honest, I don't need to be there. Yes, it's my dad's burial or not whatnot, but I truly do not need to be there. Funeral arrangements were already set in his will. He'd already said that he wanted to be buried beside my mom, which was in Abuja. So you could already guess that the village people were contesting that. In my Nigerian people, if you will know, they know this. The village people were already contesting that. In the end, my brother just ended up doing things by himself. And what I mean by that is that he just went according to the will, buried my dad beside my mom, maxed out our credit cards, maxed out our savings, back to zero. Guys, mid 2025 was hard. Not even gonna lie, it was hard. It was hard all around. I know money can always be made back, so that wasn't the thing for me. It was the emotional stress. So the emotional stress of my husband, knowing that income is gone, knowing my income is gone, knowing that whatever savings we had, it was already sent and gone. Not only did we have to send money for the burial things, but my mother-in-law back in Nigeria also went and represented my family there. She didn't need to do that. My mother-in-law was amazing. She's always amazing. My husband's family truly is an amazing family, to be honest, and I'm so grateful that I married into that family. But like, she was going to do that. We had to send money, to support that. Like, wiped us out completely, guys. Wiped us out. I literally nearly almost lost my mind. And I think in one of the videos, I think it was Happiering, on Patreon. I didn't put it on YouTube, but on the Patreon video, I think I left it in Patreon one. I did explain that we had to bury my dad, and things were, a lot for me at that point in time. So I was just basically trying to escape into doing the reactions and just getting distracted by that series at that point in time. It was a lot, guys. After that, things did normalize. I think around August, one of my close friends decided that she wanted to go celebrate her birthday. She'd been tittering and trying to decide where it was that she wanted to do it, whether she was going to do it in Canada here, or we were going to go away for a trip. Around August, September, October. So around August, she decided. I think she decided at the end of July, decided that she wants to go to Cancun, and then we should all go to Cancun. Now, I'd already told her, yes, I think last year I told her, I said, whatever it is that you decide for your birthday, I'll be there. No ifs, buts, or maybes. When she told me about it, she was worried because obviously my husband is not working. I'm not working. And so she was like, I've decided it's Cancun that I'm going to. But I just wanted to tell you guys, obviously, whatever decisions you make, I will respect it. I was like, don't worry about it, girl. We're there. I wanted to check out so bad. I didn't even care. I said, you know what? First of all, I already made you this promise. Yes, I know that we don't really we're not working right now, but it's not the end of the world. Don't worry about it. We're going to be there. And that's how we packed our load, guys, in October. Every last one of us, me, Hamza, the girls, we packed our load and we went to Cancun. And it was the first time that I left Canada in 13 years. Is it 13? Yeah. It was the first time that I had left Canada since I entered it, guys. First time. I love travel. But when I entered Canada, it was this whole thing where I was in school. I was in school for 2 years, then I had to get my work permit. I had to do that, and then you work for like 4 or 5 years, then you get your citizenship. So my whole mindset was that, yes, I love traveling, but I'm not going to bother until it makes sense to me. And even before I got my passport, before we got our citizenship, when we got our citizenship was around the time my dad was being buried. They made a mistake with my passport, so I couldn't even go to my father's burial even if I had planned to, because my passport, I had to return it for them to fix where I was born. So I was stuck here until my friend's birthday, and I was like, you know what, everything is settled now. I just need a break. So we did. We packed the whole kids. Everybody went on this wonderful family vacation. There was, I think, how many of us all together? I think we were 16. It was like 4 different groups. It was 6 groups. It was like 3 families and then 3 single people that came, without their spouses or something like that. But altogether, we were about 16, plus the kids and everything. It was a wonderful time, guys. I loved it so much. Cancun was amazing. I see why people are jetting to Mexico every single chance they get. When I was booking the hotels, I didn't even notice that there was a VIP and a regular room, so I picked the VIP one, so it was even more expensive. However, that opened up a lot of it opened up access to a lot of things that we regularly would only get in the evenings when we were in the resort, which was absolutely amazing. The resort was really good. We stayed at the Hotel Maricab, I think is how you say it. It was fine. The kids had a blast. Food was constantly flowing, and I was ABCing every single minute, guys. There was not a minute when a cocktail was not in my hand. And weirdly enough, I was drinking consistently shots, cocktails, and I didn't really get drunk. I was very much tipsy most nights, but I was still cognizant and I never got drunk. And then when we came back from the holidays, guys, 1 shot and it took me out for 3 days. I don't know what it is about Mexico air vacation attitude. But we didn't really get to do any tours. We basically stayed in the resort for the most part. We picked up shells from the beach. It was fun. We got to see Hamza's cousin who came with his girlfriend who was pregnant, and she is absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. We loved her. Can't wait to meet the baby. She's gonna be so cute. It was such a good stress relief, guys. I wasn't thinking about the money because you know what? I just wasn't thinking about the money at that point in time. And to be honest, I was okay with it. Money, I will make the money back. One way or the other, get a part-time job, do whatever it is I have to do. I've always been a do whatever it is that I have to do kind of person. So that wasn't really bothering me, but everybody had a good time, and it was such a stress-free it was such a stress relief for us because I literally felt like I was about to lose my mind when everything was just coming. But there was even much that was happening, even in between that period. The stress alone of planning the burial, just from here, not to talk of what my brother and his wife were going through right in the thick of it, guys.
Into the thick of it?
Oh God, Nigerian burials, if you know, it's just the whole thing. So yeah, it was a good time. I'm not gonna lie, a good time was had, and I can't wait to go back. I think maybe next trip that we're probably gonna do is either Greece or China. We'll see how that goes, but eventually we're gonna make it to Japan as well. And yeah, and finally we're going to go to Korea, guys. The thing that kicked off this channel, But 2025 was a doozy. It definitely started on a very serious, depressed note, but it is ending on such a lighter note. I still don't have a job, guys. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I am working. This is what I'm doing. That's why when I make the jokes that I didn't choose this life, just life chose me. This is what I mean. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm facing. For a lot of the things that I may think that are lacking in my life when it comes to like financial blessings, or maybe not being where we especially want to be, or where I think we should be, God has blessed me with so much more that I cannot help, but be happy every single day. It's almost like the tests keep coming. They keep firing at me every single month, every single week, every single hour or minute. The tests just keep coming. Firing at me, firing at my husband, firing at my family. But it's just, I keep reminding myself how blessed I am, because I am so blessed, guys. I am so blessed. And I think recognizing how blessed I am is what keeps keeping me blessed. And I'm just so grateful to God for everything that he has done. Yes, we may not be where we want to be, guys, but oh my God, are we so far removed from where we started. It is insane. So yeah, I don't know. 2025 was a doozy, guys. It really was, but it was also such a good ending in the end. Like in the month of October, actually, when we were in Cancun, the amount of patrons I got, some people who I just, if they don't even comment, if I don't see them commenting, I'm worried because they've been so supportive so far. Thank you so much for all the love and support. There's some people that I haven't mentioned yet from YouTube. You guys have been so fantastic, and I can't even begin to thank you all. But I'm so grateful that I get to do what I get to do on Patreon and on YouTube. But most especially Patreon, because Patreon has led me to so many amazing people that, you know, are like-minded, that like the kind of shows that I like, because we do kind of watch them a little off-the-cuff shows. It's not everybody that is doing the same thing that we're doing, which I love, because if you can watch it everywhere, there's no point. And that's why sometimes I try to stay away from the mainstream shows, because I'm like, if you can watch it somewhere else, go watch it there. That's all good. Let's watch things that are not so mainstream, but are also good. I will always shout out Possessed Love, guys. It's with the Possessed Love, because nobody is watching that show, and it's so good. It's so good. I will always plug it, no matter what. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the people on Patreon, on YouTube, who have consistently stayed commenting. So many amazing people that I've been able to interact with on here and on Patreon, just because of these things that we do. Shout out to everybody who's supported me from get-go. People who have been subscribed from day one. You guys are the MVPs, and I'm just so grateful to be able to do what we do. And yeah, 2025 may have started out rough, but I think that it set the foundation for an amazing 2026 and more years to come. So I am so excited, and I can't wait to see what next year brings. But I hope whatever 2025 you guys had, you will have an immensely blessed and beautiful 2026. I hope that we can share in those memories together, as we have, commenting and exchanging stories together, talking through lives and all that kind of stuff. And I'm excited for what 2026 will bring. But yeah, I know this is a little long-winded, but not a lot of people, we don't really do a lot of, you know, intimate stories like this. This is not a vlogging channel or a chatting channel. We usually stick to the shows, but we're human beings, and I think it's okay for you to get to know a little bit more about me, even though I divulge everything whenever I'm talking on my comments and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I thought this was something that I wanted to do. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I wish you a wonderful, wonderful Happy Holidays. Bye.
On the outside and action. You understand? Roll. How do I look?
I really have to say an action.
Action.
And action.
I'm a star!
Oh, God.
All the other one.
Okay. And action.
Babe, I'm made for cameras.
Just many, no why.
For camera. You think it's a joke? You think it's a joke? Don't worry. When we blow. Oh, God.
I'm done.